When I start shooting, all y'all gonna clear out.
This is like 5 days away, so this is coming very, very fast. And I think they're doing this because they know players want season 2. They know players are upset with the way that the game is now, and they want to show people like, look, like this is what we're going to do, and this is how we want to make the game better. And just hold in there for like another 2 months, and then the game will be better. Now that's if they do the changes that we want. But see, here's the thing. This is why I try to like talk about all of these different things, is because players don't really agree. So we all kind of agree more or less that defense is kind of absurd. But then when you look at the details of like, do we remove regenerating health? Some people will say yes, some people will say no. When you say remove chip damage, some people say yes, some people say no. So there's a lot of things that we agree on, but then there's a lot of things that we don't. That's why I think season 2 kind of won't please everyone, because not everyone's speaking the same language. I've been bookmarking a lot of tweets, and I wanted to make a video like season 2 related about said tweets. And I think we'll do this live on stream, and we will turn it into a video, because I think the criticisms for season 2 and just Tekken 8 in general are stacking up. But also with this new update not fixing balance, and then the developer is saying that they're not going to do anything about the balance for another 2 months, that added more fuel to the fire. People were like, wow. And it's not really like a talking trash way, it's just like a disappointment way. People have dealt with Yoshimitsu for like a year, literally a year. This is what I dislike as well. I'm a Yoshi main. I benefit from all of the garbage power stuff, but my experience is so bad because of it. Everyone knows how bad Yoshimitsu is, and it's went on for so long, and it's like I get so much hate just for playing a character that I love. I didn't play Yoshimitsu for power, for nothing. I've been playing this guy for like 15 years, but it's like he's been busted for so long to where it's like people just had enough, right? And this is a perfect example right here. This is something that players are talking about for Yoshimitsu. You have Yoshimitsu crouch after this move, as the Yoshimitsus tend to do, and he goes for this low unblockable. But what you see the lead did there was a mid, I believe the input is down 4-2. I don't play lead, so it may be different. But he does this mid down 4-2, and Yoshimitsu goes under it. Now, if I just had to explain why this is happening, because we've seen the way that attacks look in the game. A attack has a straight line on it, right? So this straight line probably whiffed right over Yoshimitsu's back, and that's probably what triggered it to whiff. So they put together a little montage of him evading a lot of mids. But yeah, if they want to allow this move to be hit, I have no problem with it. Holy smokes, this video is 2 minutes long. Just jump over it. We'll see. If I said that, it would be downplaying it. Blackheart says, what a sad state this game is in. And the top 8, I don't know what tournament this is. This has to be like some kind of online tournament. But regardless, for Yoshimitsu's in top 8, Joe Crush says, I still think one of the biggest mistakes Tekken 8 has made is taking away the scaling of Brian's taunt. Why would you make such a glorious change after a decade of dealing with this BS? Just to rip it from our hands so quick. And then you have this one from Mike Hollow. Tekken 8 is a shell of its former self. When we did the year in review on Steam a few days ago, I gave it a 5 out of 10. My rating of season of Tekken 8 year 1 would probably be like a 6. It's not a totally bad game, but you got to speak of how like this game, every character can pretty much do death combos. That's not what we want, you know? I hope season 2 fixes a lot of things, but more I look at the game, the more I wonder if it's even possible. Rage Arts being readily available every round just turns it into a silly and exhausting experience. I'm not lying when I say that this is the worst first season of Tekken that I've ever played in my life, and I've been playing Tekken since the first one. This is why I was so shocked when everyone was saying that Tekken 8 is better than 7. Because how is this version of Tekken 8 better than 7? Any version of 7. It's just not, in my opinion. In its current state, I recommend Tekken 8 to nobody. The poor, exhausting, and repetitive rushdown gameplay is enough to turn a diehard off of this game. Tekken 8 has a mountain to climb with us all the silly gimmicks piled on top of the battle system that might be impossible. Tekken 8 Season 1 did not deliver. I can't fault players for being upset. You know, they told us they're not going to balance the game because of tournaments, and then now there's like EU and Japan tournaments going on, so they're not going to balance the game again. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like there's just tournaments always going on. For all of year 1, you know, from January to December, tournaments. Now we're in January, February, about to enter in March, and there's still tournaments going on. Like, tournaments is just happening all the time, bro. Just balance the game at this point. What are we waiting for? You know, it's my idea, especially when you're milking the game. This is more specific to Atif, but let's just talk about it. Some people think I'm not a capable player and I don't train at all since I've been carrying by OP characters. If Atif win an event, look, it's because he plays OP characters. Let's admit that I'm not deserving player at all just because I'm Pakistani. I don't know why hating on Pakistan. Inconsiderate response, and I want to read this response, has nothing to do with you being Pakistani. I've seen players receive way more hate than you for winning with OP characters, Super Akuma being a primary example in Tekken 7, since no one comes close to that level of hatred received. So this is something that, you know, I could speak to as a Yoshimitsu player, which is why I don't like, my hands are tied. People say I'm trash at the game. If I argue, it's like, oh, look at this scrub coping, right? If I reach the highest rank in the game, oh, you're carried with Yoshimitsu, and that's the only reason you're able to do so. The people who are performing well in tournaments, they're carried by their characters, and that's the only reason why they're winning. The characters being so powerful for so long is doing nasty work on the players' like minds and the way we communicate with one another. As you can see here, there's a lot of attacking that's going on. Is there a character who's like not being attacked in Tekken 8? I think some more than others, but everyone's kind of getting attacked. We'll just skim through this because there's way too much to really break down and read. A player gets beat, pops heat, makes a comeback, unearned. Player gets a launch or big hit with heat engagers, proceeds to steamroll because the defender is ridiculously disadvantaged position, and typically best strategy is just to try and survive, then pop heat and try to do the same thing to your opponent. And I feel like that's the real way Tekken 8 is played. Whichever character is the most effective in heat is like the most effective, period, because the chances of you surviving the heat attack of any character is very, very low, especially if there's walls involved, right? Do not give players heat as soon as the round starts. I don't think heat should be available in all 3 rounds either. Nerf heat burst either to have armor or heavily minus on block. Nerf general Oki on wall combos to give more options for the defenders after being launched. I agree with this as well. I think this is a big problem in Tekken 8. Remove the universal range buff of all moves and improve general backdash. One of the main reasons Tekken 8 feels horrible to play is that it often feels impossible to get away from characters at 0 range. Here's what I think. I think that characters who have like parries play a different version of this game. Like Kazuya is playing Tekken 8. Yoshimitsu is playing his own game. You know, people always say that my backdashing is terrible, but I don't really feel like that's the case because I can defend myself at any point in time. If someone pressures me, block, spin out of it, evade, sidestep, crush. Yoshimitsu has every option your character has and more to defend themselves. I don't really need to fall back on this backdashing the way that other people do. Like Kazuya, you need to backdash. You need to get up out of there, eject, you know, reverse, you know. But Yoshimitsu, he could stand there. Come at me, bro. You do something stupid and I'm going to be coming right back at you. And Yoshimitsu always operated that way. I don't know if he should continue to operate that way. Players seem to say no. But I do think that other characters should have tools to fight back. Wait, what are you talking about? That's what makes Yoshi dumb. His evasion and frame advantage with Flash is so dumb he doesn't even have to play Tekken. That's what Yoshi... I don't know. I kind of get tired of like explaining, so you win, you win. I'm gonna continue. So sorry for the downplay, we'll continue. Super agree with this assessment across all of gaming. I'm a big fan of, what is this? What is that word? That word is crazy. I'm a Yoshi man, I can't read that. Emergent emergent gameplay. So what is this? Bamco definitely had a vision with the game and sought out to make sure the game was played their way, which means the game is typically played the exact same way over and over and over with very little room and expression. Silence frame data. If it looks fast, it's fast is talking. What I'll highlight as well while we're talking about season 2 is how the developers keep saying that there's a lot in store. One of 2 things is happening. One, either they're gaslighting the player base to believe season 2 will be something that it's not, or season 2 will be what we expect it to be. That's the 2 realities. I don't know. Something that I try to emphasize as well is that every single time in the past when the developers got into a sticky situation, they got their act together. The next thing they did, whether it be a game or an update, it was better. Okay, in 1 week, we get a little bit more information about season 2. In 1 month, we get an update that is not Tekken 8 Season 2. My expectation is Tekken is 2 months until Tekken 8 Season 2. I am sad. Kane says Namco is killing their own game for real. It's crazy how like so many people are starting to say it. Because at first it was like only a couple of people, but everyone's just realizing it, bro. They are doing a number on their game. What is FDX saying? FDX says with Season 2, if it's really 2 months away though, that's a tough pill to swallow. Makes the stakes feel higher for Season 2 launch. So many people are going to turn on the game for Season 2. And if Yoshimitsu's still busted, if Jin's still busted, it's over. Even a little bit. We know why they did it. They want to help players who aren't that good at fighting games. We know. But now you're creating another issue where the people who do understand fighting games, which is the majority of your player base, especially right now, they are unhappy and very unhappy. And are you willing to pull back some of these things to allow true gameplay to shine through? Because we know it works. With Tekken 7, there was not all of this comeback mechanic like nonsense everywhere. And that game broke records, right? So we know they can let off the gas and allow for some complexity and some difficulty and still satisfy the casual players because they did it with 7. That's the biggest question, is whether or not they're willing to do it. It's the biggest question, and it's really the only question. Tekken seriously needs to improve their communication with the community. While every fighting game reveals their entire season pass and future plans, Tekken only shows ambiguous and a teaser in their biggest event, TWT Finals. The Tekken teams then goes radio silence. While the game is in a horrible state, rank is dead, and the last big patch was ages ago. The numbers on Twitch are back to Tekken 7 numbers. Clive was a disaster. And finally, after 2 months of news, we get Battle Pass nobody really even cared about. Tekken revealing characters one at a time. I did a poll about this. Should Tekken 8 reveal DLC all at once like Street Fighter 6? 52% says one at a time. 48% says all at once. 30th anniversary update with nothing showing anything to do with the previous Tekken game costumes, maid outfits. If you keep making decisions like this, yeah, everyone's really taking jabs at them. I feel like it's kind of like deserved. I don't think people understand how long a year is. Most games live and die by that time. Conquered died in like 3 days. Assassin's Creed died like in a month and it didn't even come out yet. Like other games, bro, don't get the luxury to wait around for a year.